Hello everyone, today we are having a look in the box of Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Now this is the brand new version of Terraforming Mars, and I think, to be honest, it is the slightly nicer version if you're just getting the base game, which a lot of people will be. So having a look in, you have this very nice rulebook. I don't know if you can kind of hear the and just about see. It's got this nice sort of linen finish on the rulebook. It's actually a really well explained rulebook, even going through two-player co-op mode, which I've not tried. Very nice rulebook, stunning artwork on that, and then you get this black, white and red thing, which is actually phenomenal. This is basically a quick start guide. It's really good for similarities to Terraforming Mars and the differences and the quick rules. I don't know why they didn't make it look a bit fancier, but this is brilliant. Why? Because whether you're returning to this game and you've forgotten a quick rule and you want the setup or something, or you're coming from Terraforming Mars, you can read this rather than this nice one. It's odd, but nevertheless. This is the central board. Yes, you're not going to do much on this. You're going to have ocean tiles, and you're going to be tracking your oxygen and your temperature and your terraforming rating. That is it. Nothing else is happening on this board. Got a bit of a back artwork. You can use the spaces along the side here to show the phases. We have found so far we haven't really needed to bother. These are the player boards, so let's just have a look at one of these. If you can notice, these are dual layered. Unlike the ones in the original, these just come with the indented areas, the sort of wiggled track, so you can't even nudge cubes left or right, as well as up or down. And then, you know, your cubes sit nicely in your money, your temperature, your heat, your plants. And then a bit of a change from the original, you don't actually track how many resources you have of steel or titanium. It's just plain discounts of cards, so you're just using that as a tracker. And even at the bottom of your player board reminds you of the standard actions. It also reminds you of what the phases do. In this game, if you don't know, you're going to be playing phase cards, which I'll get out in a second, that are going to be picking 1, 2, 3 or 4. Things that aren't picked, they don't get done. Got a bag of cubes. These are pretty much identical to those in the original, and they sit, nicely in these bits here. Let's take a look at the cards, shall we? So first of all, you've got these nice dividers for the corporation, phases and project cards, so you can keep them split open. Let's have a look at the corporations. You'll get 2 of these at the start of the game. They're all going to have, or most of them will have some kind of tag, and they'll give you some income. They'll also give you maybe some production and an ability. These are all different. You're going to get 2 of these at the start of the game, and you're going to be picking. It will roughly make you better at something, just like in the original. Then you've got your phase cards. Each player is going to get 1 to 5 in a hopefully ordered way, like this. On your turn, there isn't really turns. At the start of a round, you'll be secretly choosing one of these, and that you can't do them twice in a row, rounds-wise, and that will definitely happen. Everyone will do the top bit, but those that played the card will do the bonus bottom bit. That could be making it cheaper or maybe doing a better action. So we've got enough for all of the players there. And then you have this huge deck of project cards. Absolutely massive deck. Now, I'm not going to show you all of them, so I'll just grab a load from the top. These are either red, green, or blue. Now in this game, the red and blues can be played via the same action, number 2, and greens are played by action number 1, but they work in the same way. They might have some tags, they'll have a cost, they will have maybe a requirement. You can see the rest of these don't have a requirement here. And then there'll be the benefits. It also says here, just listing you all the information you'll need, and you'll notice the art style on these cards, it's consistent, unlike the original where it kind of used like 3 different art styles, pictures, graphic designs, artwork. It's all the same artwork, and there's some really nice drawing style on this. Really, really happy with the cards, and I really quite like this sort of simplistic sort of tag system down the side. So you've got an absolute ton of those cards. Then over here, you've got some nice little reminder cards, so you can give one of these out to each player. One side is the phases, one side is basically a player aid. You've then got 2 of these trays. Now I'm not entirely sure the best use for them. It's probably splitting these up, but for storage it's worked quite well like this. You've got these cubes, which, if we take the lid off, they're not like the same metal ones as before. They've got kind of sort of some kind of almost like marbled pattern on them. Trying to make sure you can see that there. But they store nicely in there. They're not as weighty as the old metal ones. Then you have these. These are, because you're not going to be building on a central board, you just have these forest greenery tokens and some 5s so you can keep count. You can use these tiles to let you know which of the phases are in play. I don't use those really. I didn't find they were too necessary. And then you just got some clear cubes to track the parameters for temperature and oxygen. These are your ocean tiles that fill out the map, and well, that is everything in the box. There are a couple of bags and stuff, but I haven't used them all. These also came in the box to sort of keep things in, and to be honest I found them quite helpful, so I've left them in there. And that is everything in Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition.